Hello there, and thank you for staying tuned to LTN. You are just on time to catch your favorite business segment program, Business Tuesday. My name is Eddy Nyadwa. And now to start us off is a story about the mobile tech company Huawei that has launched a new mobile device. Now, the company marketing director, Derek Da, says that the new device is aimed at appealing to the tech-savvy and socially fashionable youth in the country. The device will be retailing at a cost of 9,999 shillings. Now, some of the features the device has include a 13-megapixel rear camera and a 5-megapixel front camera with a selfie toning flash, making selfies more artistic and expressive. The phone also has a 2 GB RAM and a 16 GB ROM.
Today, we are very delighted to launch the Wi-Fi Prime 2018. This model can bring the consumers more value, and it can have very good features. The first is the big RAM, and the second is the 4G LTE, 150 megabyte per second ideal speed, and also the camera, and also the 18:9 ratio screen. This model is now in the process of pre-order on offline stores till 16th, and then when we will launch that officially in the open market. How to see? We already been here around from 2010 year, and at that year we launched the first Android phone in Kenya. Even now you can see so many brands join in Kenya, but after this year's experience, we found that our Y series is more popular in Kenya market. So our marketing strategy will also be focused about $100, below $200 this range. We will bring more and more very good specification Y series phone to Kenya market.
Isiolo County government has lifted the ban on consumption of meat and milk 3 weeks after it imposed a quarantine following an outbreak of Rift Valley fever. County Livestock Executive Mohammed Abdullahi Haji said the quarantine notice limiting movement of livestock and their products, closure of slaughterhouses and livestock markets in the region issued on June 23rd had been withdrawn since the disease has been contained.
Ya county na tuliweza kuchukua damu na sehemu zingine za mwili ya wanyama ili kufanya ukaguzi. Hatimaye tuliweza kudhibitisha kwamba ugonjwa wa Rift Valley fever uliweza kudhibitishwa kupitia ukaguzi ya hizo samples ambazo tulizipeleka Nairobi. Hatimaye county government iliweza kuweka quarantine ama kuzuia kuuza mifugo. Kichinjio pia iliweza kufungwa na mambo nyingine yote ambayo yanaandamana na hii kuzuia na nyama na mifugo kutumika katika county kuanzia tarehe 23 mwezi wa Juni mwaka huu. Hatimaye county iliweza kupata kupitia ofisi wake iliweza kupata chanjo zaidi ya 1200 doses 1200 ambazo kwa muda wa siku 12 tuliweza kuchanja wanyama aina mbalimbali, miongoni ni ngamia, ng'ombe na mbuzi na kondoo. Zaidi ya wanyama 1300 tuliweza kuwafikia na kuwachanja. Hizi haimaanishi kwamba tuliweza kuchanja kila mnyama katika county, kwa sababu tuliweza kufanya ile ambayo inajulikana kama ring vaccination ili kufikia wale sehemu ambazo ugonjwa huu unaweza kupatikana ama kujulikana. Kuanzia leo tarehe 16 July 2018 tuliweza kuondoa ama kulift hiyo quarantine ambayo tumeweka hapo awali. Inamaanisha kwamba kwa muda wiki 3 tuliweza kuzuia matumizi ya bidhaa ya mifugo kama maziwa na nyama, hasa nyama, na pia masoko ambazo tunaweza kufuga, soko mbalimbali katika kaunti.
Workers of paper manufacturing companies in North Rift have called on the government to lift the ban on logging. The workers says that the ban, which took effect in February, is hurting them since the companies are facing acute shortage of timber, which has seen many of them sacked.
Ni mfanyakazi wa Ripeline. Nimekuwa nikifanya hiyo kampuni tangu 1997. Lakini kufikia February mwaka huu, serikali ilisimamisha ukataji wa miti katika forest za serikali. Na sisi kama wafanyakazi wa Ripeline tunategemea hiyo material, na tukapata piko kuwa material hakuna, tukasimamishwa kazi. Na kuanzia hapa hatujakuwa tukilipwa. Tumekuwa na shida, watoto wako nyumbani na hata jamii zetu zinaathirika. Hata yale maendeleo ambayo tulikuwa tumebanga kufanya yamesimamisha. Tulikuwa na bank loans zote, hiyo vitu yote imesimama hivyo. Sasa naomba serikali yetu ya Kenya chini ya President Uhuru Kenyatta pamoja na deputy wake William Ruto mlift hiyo ban ili maisha yetu yakaendelee. Watoto wetu watatoka shuleni, tutafanya namna gani? Hata NHIF cover imeondolewa kwa sababu hatulipi. Mtusaidie kwa hiyo jambo. Hiyo ni mwito wangu kama mfanyakazi wa rai kwa niaba ya wafanyakazi 2000.
And now to a story that came up after former US President Barack Obama visited the country is that now Kogelo residents will push former United States President Barack Obama to publicly endorse a university to be named after him. The community has set aside 24-acre parcel of land for the establishment of the main campus in Nyangoma.
Barack Obama University establishment that has been in the media circulation for some time. Professor Mwega has been in the village here discussing. The community has consulted, has identified, and has provided land for that noble investment. So this is one of the things that are going to be in our memorandum tomorrow. We are within the know of the proposed establishment of a research center, medical research center by CDC. The community have even appended their over 500 signatures, identified over 100 acres, which is not for sale. And we are ready to provide that for the research center, which we know is associated with the American government. On Mama Sarah's philanthropic initiatives, Mama Sarah instructed us through her soul organization to ask the president for any possible support to establish grandmothers of peace that can make Kenyans coexist, or Kenyan communities coexist. You'll find that in our memorandum. We are also talking about the economic empowerment through SACCOs because we want to eradicate poverty. Now, the community has also asked me to say that they appreciate the government efforts that have been here since President Obama became the United States of American president, because immediately became the president, he provided, the national government provided us with road, electricity, water, and all the infrastructure, security that we may need to facilitate the tourism and support the...
Another story that's touching on education is that the government plans to spend 100 million shillings to expand the Kenya Medical Training College in Tana River. Part of the funds will go towards establishing a modern library and a well-equipped laboratory. Vehicles will also be purchased using the funds.
In addition to the classrooms that the students are being housed here, we are going to put 8 additional classroom spaces here at the campus. There will be a library, there will be skills lab here, a new one. There will be a well-equipped library that all those materials have been sourced for this new campus of Tana River. Let me also report we have 2 vehicles coming here, a double cabin for the principal and the lecturers to use so that they can follow the students to the training sites in different training sites in the county. Also, we are going to have a college bus for the students. This coming September intake, it will be a special intake because through the collaborations with the county government and the governor of this county, we are going to have about 40% of the students to come from Tana River County. 60% then we want them to come from other parts of the country, so that we can be able to build additional capacities for the health workers from this county here.
We are happy as a county government that Kenya Medical Training Colleges, which is our partner, has decided to come and introduce 2 more new courses. They are hoping to introduce a course in nursing and also a course in clinical medicine for people of Tana River to also take advantage of that opportunity. And as a county government, we welcome that move from Kenya Medical Training.
National Chairman of Chambers of Commerce, Kiprono Kitunyi, appeals to the government to review the finance bill. Mr. Kitunyi was speaking to journalists in Hola, where he opened a branch office of the Chambers of Commerce. Kitunyi laments that the tax regime in the country is too punitive for business persons and also to the common mwananchi.
The chamber, we actually believe that Kenyans are just being taxed far too much. And I think the Robin Hood taxes that were in the current finance bill should be reconsidered, because you cannot levy a tax on everything that we do. I mean, business people are getting fatigued with this kind of taxation regime. We want to see more creativity on the part of the Kenya Revenue Authority. I mean, when you charge a percentage for any remittance from a bank of over 500,000, that is just telling people, take your money out of the banking system. So I will not be surprised if you see now people opting to more out of the bank transactions through M-Pesa and other modes of payment that don't go through the banking system, which is bad because then it gives us a greater challenge in terms of computing our gross domestic product. The current capping of interest rates has led to a crowding out of the private sector. The banks are not giving money to the SMEs. We support the interest rate cap, but then the unintended consequence of the interest rate cap is that the banks are rather buying treasury bills instead of giving money to the SMEs. For us in the chamber, we would like a situation where if we had a liberalized regime that allowed the banks to levy the interest that they want, but then they themselves self-regulated themselves to an interest rate that is acceptable, then we would be happy. But as it is right now, of course, the majority of the business people are happy that we have a low interest rate, we have a reasonable interest rate cap, but then the unintended consequence is the denial of capital. So maybe what we need to do is to make sure that we have a certain percentage of money that banks must lend to the SMEs in order to facilitate growth of the economy. I think the SGR, we need to really look at the rights of the workers. I mean, whereas we appreciate that the Chinese government has given us a concessionary loan for the SGR, the media reports about the human rights conditions of the workers working at the SGR need to be taken by the government with the utmost of seriousness. We are Kenyans, and I think the first priority to make sure that we Kenyans in Kenya are comfortable. Before even we make other people comfortable in Kenya, let us make ourselves comfortable. And I think I'm glad that the government is investigating the issue of the terms and the rights that are being given to the workers at the SGR.
And now, Council of Imams and Preachers of Kenya has challenged the judiciary led by Chief Justice David Maraga to ensure Kenyans get justice by jailing all corrupt individuals before the courts. Speaking to journalists, the council said that the ongoing crackdown on corruption cartels in government should not stop since billions of shillings have been lost through the cartels.
Chief Justice aliyesema ya kwamba kwa nini siku zote apelekewa samaki wadogo hajapelekewa samaki wakubwa. Bila shaka wa Kenya na dunia wanajua wazi pesa imeibwa na ni mabilioni. Katika hizo zilizoibwa watu wamenunua nyumba ziko zimeonekana, watu wamenunua magari yapo yameonekana, watu wamenunua mashamba yapo yameonekana. Itakuwa ni sikitiko kubwa sana na itakuwa ni majonzi makubwa na msiba kwa taifa la Kenya watu hawa ambao kwamba kila mtu amejua wizi waliofanya katika haya mashirika matatu, NYS, Kenya Power and Lighting, pamoja na KPLC katika Kenya Pipeline. Kila mtu amejua pesa imeibwa. Kesho tutakapoambiwa ati hakuna ushahidi na watu hawa wakaachiliwa, hayo yatakuwa ni maafa na msiba mkubwa wa Kenya. Hawa waliopora pesa hizi, watu wasiozidi 200 au 300, wamefanya Kenya watu milioni 45 leo wametoka kwenye umaskini, wameingia kwenye ufukara. Mbali kodi tunazobandikwa kutoka serikali kuu na kodi tunazobandikwa za ushuru kutoka serikali za county na wizi uliofanywa, leo Mkenya amekuwa fukara badala ya kuwa maskini.
And now lastly is that Engineer Jared Omondi Otieno has been appointed acting in managing director for the Kenya Power Company following the arrest and prosecution of Dr. Ken Tarus, who is now suspended. Tarus faces charges of conspiring to commit economic crimes. Announcing the changes at the helm of the power utility company, Cabinet Secretary for Energy Charles Keter said the team will steer the company for the next 3 months as the curtains lift, exposing the roads at the power utility company.
The person who will now coordinate all of them within the 3 months is Engineer Jared Omondi Otieno.
While we have sympathy and collegiate feeling for our colleagues who, as we speak, are in court and have gone through an unprecedented, unexpected scenario, but we have business to do and the company has to run.
And now on that note, let us get some of the business briefs with Neema.
Huduma Center offices will now open at 6:30 a.m. and close at 7:30 p.m. after the Cabinet Secretary for Public Service, Youth and Gender Affairs, Margaret Kobi, launched a working shift system that creates flexible working hours for public servants as well as to provide service to the public for longer hours.
We are just harnessing and utilizing the services of the same number of people, the same space, therefore making the services of government more accessible at a low cost but with a very high impact.
The Sasvedo Mills Sugar Company Chief Executive Nasho Aseke has been forcefully ejected from the premises of the firm. The Aseke was ejected even after showing up for a court order to block the decision by the board to do so. He was suspended earlier this month by the board to pave way for investigation into the alleged dubious transaction at the Mumias Miller. Senate committee has slapped a 200,000 fine on Kwale's Governor Salim Mvurya for snubbing invitation to appear before it to respond to questions raised by Auditor General Ouko. The County Public Accounts and Investigation Committee took the drastic decision after Mr. Mvurya failed to provide reasons to justify his failure to appear before the committee on May 9th.
By the powers conferred to this committee by virtue of Section 19 of the Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Act, finds that you will be liable to pay a fine to the clerk of the Senate of an amount of Kenya shillings, 200,000 shillings.
Separately, tech giant Microsoft has appointed Ibrahim Yusri as the general manager to oversee the firm's newest multi-country cluster subsidiary. Mr. Yusri will now oversee the firm's operation in the Middle East and Africa region that cuts across the Indian Ocean islands, Pakistan, 11 countries, and the whole of Africa except from South Africa and Egypt.
And now on that note, we've come to the end of this week's edition of Business Tuesday. Remember to catch again another episode of the same program next week on Tuesday at the same time. And in our next episode, I'll be talking to Mr. Shah, who is the Managing Director East Africa of Azuri Technologies, just to tell us more about what the company is doing in regard to renewable energy in solar. The company provides solar lighting and also TV sets that are using solar. Don't miss that episode. My name is Eddy Nyadwa, and thanks for watching.